Waiting to be found is risky, and dare I even say it, ooh, that waiting on the Lord can be dangerous for your love life. Ooh, and here's why. Here's why. It's because it creates entitlement. Okay? Because here's what I know. When you're waiting on the Lord, you're just waiting, and you're expecting God to provide the man for you, for him to come down from the sky, for you to just kind of meet him serendipitously. And that can happen. That can happen. But as you know, faith without works is dead. Okay? So, it's the spirit that quickens. It's the spirit that gives life. When my father passed away, I've shared this before, that when I was 17, my father passed away from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. And I had the privilege of being there with him when he passed, when he transitioned. And so I saw him take his last breath, like his last gaping breaths. And as I saw the spirit leave his body, I was like, wow, this is interesting. Like, this is actually kind of cool, because here is the body of the man that I know to be my father, but yet his spirit is not within him. And just like scripture says that, just like a body is dead without breath, faith without good works is useless. Right? And I'm saying this because as a woman of faith, you're probably in conflict and you're wondering, well, hey, as a woman of faith, should I have a plan? I don't have to hustle about this thing and go all about it and make an effort and have a strategy and have a plan, because maybe that will indicate that I'm not having faith in God. But I like to offer that it's actually the opposite, right? When you're putting your faith and you're in energetic alignment, which is something that I spoke about in my last video, when it comes to getting out of the friend zone, when you're in that energetic alignment, meaning that you have a belief and you're moving in action to show that your actions are in support of that belief, that's when you are able to open the door. That's when you open the door for God and you give him permission to work in your life. Okay? This message is really for a woman where you know that it's time to do something, but you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You know that, and you're kind of just like stuck. You're like, I just don't really feel like putting out any effort. Okay? Listen, just the other day, well, it wasn't really the other day, but I had a conversation with, an accountability buddy of mine. And we were kind of talking about this topic. And so I was sharing with her how it bugs me. Like, this is something that really frustrates me, because I feel like women feel as though you have no options. And I understand that. But I want you to be proactive about your life. And I keep hearing, especially in the online world, where women are waiting on their Boaz. Where is my Boaz? Like, and to be honest with you, I didn't know who Boaz was, because I hadn't come across him in the Bible. And it wasn't until sometime last year that I had read the book of Ruth and come across the story of Boaz. Now let me get this. Now, if you don't know, Boaz is this influential man, and he married Ruth. Ruth is, what is really her story? Ruth accepted her mother-in-law's people as her own people, right? And she was humble, she was willing to submit, and she followed her mother-in-law. Her husband originally was killed, so was her brother-in-law, and so was her father-in-law. And so she sort of had gotten under Naomi, who was her mother-in-law, for protection and care, and really just for guidance. Now, when they had come back to Naomi's land, they needed food. So Ruth went out to, I'm calling it a farm, but I don't know what it was called then. And she was working for this man. And so he noticed her. Boaz noticed her in the field. And so he was like, well, who's that woman? Hey, you can get you some grain of wheat and take that home. And so when Ruth came back, she shared that with Naomi. And Naomi said this. So I'm saying this to say that it's not a Boaz that you need to be looking for. It's in Naomi. And here's why. In the book of Ruth, chapter 3, it says that, Naomi said to Ruth that, my daughter, and I'm reading this from the New Living Translation. She says, my daughter, it's time that I found a permanent home for you so that you will be provided for. Boaz is a close relative of ours, and he's been very kind by letting you gather grain with his workers. Tonight he will be winnowing barley at the threshing floor. Then she said, now do as I tell you to do. It was Naomi who had given Ruth instruction about what to do to make herself available to get noticed by Boaz, right? Because Boaz had seen her just as an employee in the field, but he hadn't really noticed her. Listen, and she told her exactly what to do. She said, listen, put on your best clothes. She said, take a bath, go to the threshing floor, and don't let Boaz see you until he finishes. And then she shared with her, do this and do this and do this and do this. She gave her specific instruction. I'm telling you this because now is your time. right? You know that it's time to make a change, but you don't know what to do. And this is where accountability and coaching comes in. This is where you are able to find your Naomi so that you can get the support that you need, okay? Because you don't have to do this alone. It was Naomi who had given her the instruction. And you know, in Titus, in the scripture in the book of Titus, it says that the older women must teach the younger women how to love their husbands and how to love their children. But we don't get that anymore, unfortunately. I mean, I hadn't really gotten that. You know, I come from a single parent home. And so it's difficult. And even as you're going about and you want support, you want help. And you're probably thinking like, well, I just don't have a say in this. But I come to say that you do have say in this and that God is definitely working in your life. Once you begin to put your actions in alignment with your beliefs for what it is that you want, right? It doesn't have to be with me. Get you a mentor, get you a coach, get you a good girlfriend, get you, surround yourself with other women who are married, surround yourself with other active women, but don't just wait. Don't wait to be found. Don't do that. And don't just wait on the Lord. Be in belief with the Lord, right? And start acting on your faith. If this is hitting your heart right now, we need to talk. We need to have a conversation, a breakthrough session, a breakthrough call. And this is really for the woman who is ready. Who is this for? I wrote some things down. Because I was like, this is for the woman if you don't have a strategy. And even if you feel in conflict to say, well, is a strategy something that I even need as a woman of faith? Because you might even feel like your faith is misplaced. And you might even be mad at God because you have a desire to be married and to have a husband and to live this out and allow your marriage to be a part of a ministry. You are drawn to the high call of marriage and you don't have it yet. This call is for you. This is for you if you're ready to prioritize love. If you are ready to have a breakthrough, if you have a tendency of emasculating men, if you have a tendency of, having a good relationship or meeting somebody and then it slowly fizzles out. This breakthrough call is for you. Okay, you can click on the link below and get scheduled to my calendar. It's actually going to send you to my complimentary video series, and through that you can schedule a call with me, or you can email me, Monique@feminineallureacademy.com. Okay, we need to have a conversation because if now is the time for you, if you're a woman and you're in your 30s, if you're over 33 and you don't have someone in your life, it's time for you to get serious about yourself. Right? And I would love to support you in that. Okay. I hope this information served you. Don't be entitled. Be in agreement and start moving forward to what it is that you want. Right? And if you want some support with that, that's where I'll come in and I would love to help you. See you in the next video. Take care.